Alright, so shield guy never got to come by. But it's probably for the best because he might have died because so many people are dead now. And, yeah, that guy was like, "It can't be lit because it was always lit." Although it's a little hard to believe the dialogue was even happening because surely she would have been able to see, look, giant fire over there. Clearly it's lit. This whole place is lit by the fire of the forge. So really, a lot of the dialogue kind of didn't work there. Oh well.
You are very thorough, Honorable Mager. I should have asked the orc to hit me on the mouth, so that you could have kissed me back into the world.
Fair damsels only kiss brave warriors.
An actor can be many things, including a warrior.
That is true, but your privates have fought so many battles throughout the land that I couldn't trust that their bearer wouldn't switch sides as soon as an opportunity arises. Stick with the women who adore you, actor.
You smirk. It would seem that Rodario is in good health. You don't need to worry about him.
It was a little hard to be entirely clear, but I think she might have just inferred that she's afraid she'd catch an STD.
You have traveled far with Jehun, but you still don't know what is hidden behind the mask. The longer you look at him, the more you believe you can see a weak glow behind the steel face.
You're wondering what is hidden behind the mask.
You sound as though you know.
When I was little, my mother told me about a being, the king of all creatures of Tion and Samusin. It wrestles with the strong and destroys the weak and incapable. His eyes are said to glow blue-violet, and the sight of him is enough to scare off the weakest. All fear him, the son of Samusin.
You aren't sure whether the Mager is joking with you. Would she really travel with the son of her god? The Mager leaves you with a meaningful smile.
And also, if he is, that is who he is, shouldn't he be better? He's not that good of a character, honestly. Like, out of the list of characters, he's not really on the top. And so...
The sight of the undead dwarves who saved you makes you feel melancholy. You knew there were no living fifthlings left, but the fact that they had spent the last 1,000 cycles as undead makes this truth even more painful.
They've been undead for 1,000 cycles. A cycle, I assume, is a year. So that prologue was 1,000 years ago? Whoa! Okay. Did they tell me that at the time? Maybe I forgot over the course of the game or something, because I haven't had to think about that for a while. But yeah, I didn't really think that was 1,000 years ago. I thought that the Alfar breaking in was a recent occurrence. So he killed the defenders and broke through 1,000 years ago? Is that what I'm supposed to think? Or is that not one of the orcs from the beginning that I saw?
Tungdil, I must ask you for a favor. When you get out of here, let Boindle know that I forgive him for what he did.
He won't believe me. You should tell him yourself.
The time is not right. Just tell him I understood that he loved my sister just as much as I did. I hated losing her, so I also hated the one who wielded the axe. But I don't want to die hating him.
Your confused expression prompts the stonemason to continue.
I set off to look for a glorious end to life. The time has come. I will stay here and cover you so you can get away.
You don't like the idea of leaving another of your companions behind. You want to change his mind, but he doesn't let you speak.
Don't try to change my mind. I made my decision several orbits ago. Thank you for allowing me to prove my worth, Tungdil Goldhand.
They couldn't even make the handshake look good. Oh, this game is not finished. I'm sliding right now. I'm sliding right now. I am sliding right now. Is it done yet? No, it's still... I think it's still happening. Yeah, I'm sliding away from him. Okay. So they tried to do a handshake animation, but it didn't work because the characters still have their completely ridiculous collision hitboxes. They're huge. That's why nothing can push past anything else in this game. And their attempts to reach out to each other pushed the main character back. Not only were the handshakes out of sync, but it shoved Tungdil back, and he's still sliding. He's actually slowly moving further away from him. I can see the pixels just barely moving on all the stairs here to show that he's slowly moving further back, and of course that's not where they were standing when the handshake happened. And I don't know how far he'll go, but I don't have the patience to wait here long enough. But yeah, he's just going for a sweet slide. There's Gandagar.
He stood against the orc without hesitation, even though he knew he was no match for it. What will you do when this is over? Do you still plan to go to war against the elves?
The elves' betrayal is absolute. They are to blame for the destruction of the Fifthlings, and for the death of my father and my brother. I will never be able to forgive them.
There was no betrayal by the elves. I am Glandolin Hammerstrike of the Clan of the Striking Hammers, and I, unlike you, was present on that dark day as the stone gateway fell through the betrayal of a dwarf.
A dwarf?
It was Glamdolin Strongarm of the Clan of the Strong Arms who uttered the incantation for the first time and unlocked the gate. He surrendered our land to their hordes. He was the one who showed the Elfar a secret path into our tunnels so they could attack us from behind and poison us. We were struck down with a mysterious fever.
I don't understand.
He was a thirdling, a dwarf killer, who stole into our clan and masked himself as one of us to bring about our downfall. He died at my hand, but he rose again at the power of the perished land and uttered the secret words a second time.
Did you hear that? It wasn't the elves, it was a dwarf. How much do you believe in Bislapur and his proof now when there's a dwarf standing here who was witness to it?
That's a big deal. That's tucked away as a little... I wonder if that was optional. Maybe I had to hear it in order to continue, because otherwise that's a really big, major piece of dialogue for the story that contextualizes everything that happened at the beginning. And obviously it's important for him to know too. Sorry, I skipped one line of dialogue there because there was a weird pause where I thought the conversation was over, so I started trying to walk around or maybe clicking on him again and stuff, and then the dialogue suddenly started up again and it skipped. It's weird when the dialogue just phases away, and then like I even pressed the spacebar and I could still look at stuff to inspect, so like I thought I was in free roam mode, and then the dialogue came back. I'm like, no!
Several smiths could work on masterpieces of metalworking at the same time here. The Fifthlings have always been the best smiths, and you can hardly imagine what kind of amazing legendary pieces must have been created on these anvils.
You seem depressed. Should we let a couple of orcs through the gate?
You expect a quick retort, but Boindale says nothing for quite a while.
I have been thinking about what Vracus's vision might have been when he brought together so many different people. Each has contributed towards the forging of Keenfire. We would never have set off without you. We couldn't make it without the craftsmen. We wouldn't have made it through all the orcs without the actors. And finally, the Pointy Ear will wield Keenfire against evil. We're the best group for this expedition. The only group who can do it.
You have forgotten yourself and your brother. You forged a way through row upon row of our foes where others would have given up.
Boindale gives you a nod, already half lost in his thoughts again. As you approach Namora, she is lost in thought, massaging her wrists. She contributed a bracelet made of Teonium to complete the unusual alloy needed for Keenfire.
The bracelet was a present from my mother to protect me from the powers of good. Well, as it would seem, I am on the other side now. I've no use for it.
Hopefully you won't become too good. Keenfire can only be wielded by a foe of the dwarves.
You smile at her encouragingly, and she reciprocates your glance. Both of you know that the Alfar will always be enemies of the dwarves.
Why? Why, though? Is there a reason? Is there a reason to hate each other forever? I mean, clearly not, because they're working together. She's only half Alfar, but still, like, why? Also, that's freaky. My mother gave it to protect me from the good. What? What? The Alfar genuinely think they're evil? And revel in being evil? That's so cartoonish and kind of disappointing, because that means that might be true for the book, too, then. Usually villains think they're doing something good, or they think that their gains are worth it, or something, but they're just cartoonish evil monsters. That's kind of a bummer. But then she's half Alfar, so why isn't she even remotely evil? How does being genetically Alfar make you evil? Automatically? Because that's bizarre. And weirdly, like, racist and awkward and strange that they would make it work that way. Yeah, that's incredibly strange. And then, yeah, like, being like, haha, it's no problem. And we're just joking. Of course the Alfar and dwarves are gonna hate each other forever. There's just, wow, okay, so there's no hope of changing anything forever. Oh, that's kind of a bummer.
The Magister Technicus looks up from his work.
Ah, Tungdil, look what I found. Here. There are narrow steps on the walls of the chimney, and if you look right up to the top, you can see the blue of the sky.
Very good. That could be our way out once Keenfire is finished. King Giselbert Ironeye. I still can't believe that I've met you in person.
My time passed long ago. Do people still talk about me?
You think for a moment about how to answer. Many blame the Fifthlings, and thus their progenitor, for the extent the Perish land has advanced.
Your name is not forgotten.
The nod of the king's head is barely noticeable.
The beasts are preparing to attack.
You look at the solid iron doors and their fittings, which are protected by the runes of Vracus.
Didn't you say the furnace is safe?
Long enough. We will hold the gates for as long as necessary, at any cost. But you must be aware of what awaits us.
You look at Balandis's sweaty skin, her muscles, and her hair. When you become aware of what you are doing, you stammer.
Can I help in any way?
I think the knot is come undone.
She indicates to her back with a short nod of her head. She smiles at you radiantly.
Thank you for your help.
You feel you're melting in her smile, like steel in the forge.
Of course, you're welcome.
Oh yeah, she genuinely has like face-length sideburns.
Keep them at bay until we have forged the axe.
I kind of think the artist just didn't want to draw it. The one doing the 2D images. I wonder if the painter was like having issue with the idea of drawing like detailed facial hair on a woman, so they just drew like a vague kind of braid on the side of her face and nothing else. And but like her 3D model has like huge like mutton chops and stuff, which is more or less what you normally expect from orcs. Are you really gonna do this to me, by the way? Really? It's the final showdown. Everything comes down to this. If any of us fall, we all fall. It's the end of the world. Only 4 people can be used in the fight. Sure, yeah, makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't that be? Just, sure. Yeah, great. Well, I want my healer, obviously. Yes, at least my injuries went away. They gave me that one tiny kindness, I suppose. So you're hard to hit. I think I want to use you. You're so fast you can evade every second blow. That's probably good for this, because it's going to be a big fight. You can heal people, which is great. What's your passive again? When he's killed, he is revived with full health. It's probably because he's is that new? Yes, yeah, it says undead is the name of the skill, so that's new. That's not what he had before. Are all of his skills new? Oh yeah, people panic unless they're undead. I think his skills changed when he died. Okay. He might be more fitting to use than Boindil, who loses his mind and is not always reliable. I might have to go with that. So I think I'm going to go with Bavragor, Namora, Andokai, and Tungdil, because I can't ever remove him from the party. So we have a healer, we have a character who self-heals, we have a character who's hard to hit. That'll hopefully pan out. You've got the... okay. The caster has the really useful gain extra action points thing. Tungdil may need to stay on the healing potion, but other people may want to move to something else. Increased damage of auto attacks. You should probably use that, because you've got strong attacks. Just in general, I believe. I don't think we need Shadow Step anymore. Well, no, Merciless is pretty good. I should probably keep Shadow Step around because she can teleport away from combat if she gets into real trouble. So I may want to bring in Shadow Death and Assassination now to complement that, because she can do a bunch of teleport attacks periodically. That'll hopefully be worth it. So of my options here, she has the auto attack one. Maybe it's better to give them the Talisman of Healing, actually, because she probably attacks quickly. Let's do that, actually. Oh, I mixed them up. You take the Talisman of Healing. You are going to do the auto attack one, I think. You're currently using the one that gives you bonus AP. That probably makes sense, yeah. Tungdil's got the healing item. And let's start. What could go wrong? Alright, so we need to close the gate. Kill all intruding enemies. How does one close a gate? Not sure. Oh, there's the crank over there. Okay.
Yes.
I can figure this out. Let's move the squad in and be ready to fight a lot of bad guys. Okay, so they're kind of getting around already. Let's see about maybe teleporting straight to the gate controls. There we go. Can you try to close the gate? Oh. Oh. The gate's closed. That was fast.
What? Now
I think that just worked. The party does not necessarily need of heals yet, so let's go do a suck all the enemies in move. Boom. Oh, she got knocked down. Get up, get up, get up. Doing a quick heal. Let's have you do... what's that? Might. Oh no, they changed which skills were equipped for him. I didn't check, because I was used to having certain skills around, but they just kind of changed them on their own. So there goes my damage reduction, unfortunately. Alright, let's do some local damage attacks.
Good night.
There we go. That's a nasty attack.
I need help over here, quickly.
Can I not do the other one? I should be able to do that, right? Appears behind an enemy and deals 70 damage, 75%. Yeah, I did this one just now. That one's not showing up though. Like I can't use it or something.
Fine. I can't do that yet.
Not enough AP. It uses 4 AP, doesn't it?
In a moment.
Okay. Not sure why it's not working. Tungdil's gonna have to jump out. He at least still has that skill equipped. He's on fire. That's not good. Let's maybe just send him away.
Understood.
Just giving him a chance to recover. Everyone else is kind of doing just fine right now. Laser time. There we go. That's making a mess of all sorts of people.
Magic takes time.
What's up, huh?
How you doing? Let's do the Q ability now, if I can. There's that. Yep, there's the warping. That's neat. Alright, Tungdil, you've more or less recovered. Send you back into the fray to go fight people.
Now you've got me interested.
How are you doing? You don't really have any local enemies to worry about, so let's throw us a few nasty things. Oh, that... He can use fear on his allies. You think at the very least fear skills wouldn't be friendly fire because like the allies would know what team he's on, but I guess not. Maybe the fear is magic or something. I don't know. The friendly fire's really out of hand in this game. Either way, though, we were able to take care of the. What are you doing? She keeps running to the right for some reason. Okay. Here comes the heal. Alright, you're almost dying, so you should run away. So, is this the whole fight? Because I closed the door like instantly, and the fight itself is really brief so far. Seems. I just want to point out that that was a circular AoE-based attack, as far as I can tell. Yep, attacks several enemies before him and deals a lot of damage, and it had a circular attack. This guy was completely unfazed.
Yes.
So there's another thing on the long list of skills not working in this game. Nope, I'm not going to let them fly. I'm not going to let them slide by. I'm going to acknowledge them when they happen. That's unacceptable. What? How often your basic skills don't work in this game.
And again. Huh?
Yeah. What is it?
All right, Endokai. That's not what I. Okay, that's not what I was going for. That's a bummer.
All right then.
I want to hit the enemy.
Not a bad idea.
Okay, there's someone here. So she still can't do these because they're on cooldown? Yeah. Alright, that's fine. Just go hit that guy.
No chance.
I'm on it.
Alright, this is almost over.
Now you've got your interest.
Going for the heal. Didn't chain between allies, unfortunately. But we're good.
And quiet.
That's it. We've done it.
May I?
Of course. If it weren't for you, it would never have been forged.
The axe that will banish evil from Girdlegard. Now it all makes sense. All those cycles of perseverance, of fighting, the agony of being undead. Thanks and honor be to Vrakas. Tell the clans that we never gave up. The Fifthlings fought against evil for as long as they could. Here, keep this as a memento.
Your gift is too generous.
From what I have come to know of you, you deserve it more than any other. Just promise me one thing, Tungdil Goldhand. Rebuild my kingdom once you have freed Girdlegard and driven out the pestilence. Don't leave my kingdom to the creatures of Tion.
There it goes. Everyone's maxed out now. What is happening? What is happening on the screen? There's like weird floating icon on the side. That one's selected correctly. That one's kind of just wherever. Yeah, it fixes itself when you hit reset. Come on. Yeah, look at the difference between... Yeah, look at that. Look at her face. She's got tons of hair. And that's not what they drew. They tried to sneakily hide it, but no. You can't. There's no angle you can put her face in where the hair is mysteriously hidden away. They totally just want to make it look like a tiny sideburn and then a little stray braid. I think the artist just didn't want to draw it. Weird. Or maybe they finalized the 3D model way later or something. The two of them just don't quite match. Alright, she has Whirlwind and Second Breath. Completely refills her action point bar. That's not bad. Just spam Puncture over and over and over and over and over and over again, then use that and then spam it some more? Yeah, absolutely. Reset. Nope. There's no final decision. Well, obviously I'm going to keep chain healing. Squall, a mighty storm gust extending conically from Endokai, pushes back many creatures simultaneously, chance of knocking them down. Just that one. There's Mighty March and Decay. Stick with Mighty March, we just got invincible for a short time. Jeroen doesn't receive any physical damage. More provisions. Am I going to use these? It seems like they're just throwing provisions and gold at me, but I don't see how I'm gonna... I don't see any merchants coming by this kind of war site. And I really feel like the credits are about to roll after this, so I don't know what these provisions are for. Maybe the game's just going through the motions? Or maybe I'll be surprised and we really do go on a trek somewhere. Seems like the guy we need to kill is right outside though, right? He kind of conveniently came here on his own, which is classic villain mistake.
And if he's with the Firstlings or in Porista?
I tell you, Nod-On is still trying to crack Ogre's death. We should go back there first.
Why don't we ask them?
Ha! Oink oink, little piggies!
Stop! We've got to question one of them.
I knew it! Piggy thief!
Huh. I guess they didn't really want to fight back. And I guess off camera we fought through the giant hordes of orcs that didn't get through the gate and found a way out? He said he was looking up and saw a blue he saw the sky somewhere, so I guess we must have been able to climb all the way out and then also get back into the minecarts somewhere off camera? I guess. Okay.
How did you get into the tunnel? Even the dwarves had forgotten it.
We found the way in at Ogre's death. Wasn't hard.
In Ogre's death? That's impossible! Impossible!
We've taken the stronghold a while ago. Been there myself. We've killed all of your friends. They were yummy.
Boindale! I have seen Ogre's death myself. You could never have conquered the stronghold. Certainly not so quickly.
Think again, Groundling. Was no problem once the bridge was lowered and the tunnel shown us.
You're saying that you had help from inside?
You're not as stupid as you look, Groundling. One of your kind lot helped us. A thirdling.
Yeah, you can't act too surprised. We just had the same story told to us a second ago about another thirdling betraying everybody. It's kind of a reoccurring thing at this point.
Where is your master, Orc? Where is Nod-On?
Why should I tell you that, Groundling?
The choice is yours. Either you discuss it with me, with Jeroen, or with Boindale. Who's it to be?
The master is at Blacksaddle. He's going to destroy the Groundlings hiding there.
The stronghold on Blacksaddle? There aren't any dwarves left there.
There are. They fled there and the master has surrounded them. It's just a matter of time until...
Why'd you tell me that? I guess they're just really petty or something, or really selfish or something. Yeah, I guess so. Does he really think this is going to end well for him if he answered our questions? Seems like a really bad idea to answer any of these questions. It's just betraying his entire side, and he's just going to get stabbed or thrown into lava or killed one way or another, because obviously.
This all sounds very bad indeed, Scholar!
We must go to Blacksaddle. There's nothing for it. If our friends have lured Nod-On there, then we have to use this opportunity and strike him down with Keenfire.